Have you ever asked yourself a difficult question and then found the answer hours later? Perhaps while driving, walking the dog, taking a shower, or just as you were about to fall asleep. I've experienced this countless times. I'd spent hours trying to solve a recruitment challenge, walk away, and then completely unexpectedly, the answer would appear. For years, I wondered why. It almost felt as though my brain had continued working on the problem without me. Interestingly, neuroscience suggests there is a good reason for that. Researchers have used functional MRI scanners to study what happens when people become curious. Participants were asked questions that varied in how curious they made them feel. Something remarkable happened. When curiosity increased, brain regions associated with learning, memory, and motivation became significantly more active. One of those regions is the hippocampus, which plays a central role in forming new memories. Other brain systems associated with motivation and reward also became more engaged, helping us become more receptive to finding an answer. In other words, a really good question doesn't simply ask for information. It prepares the brain to think. That's one of the reasons I've become so fascinated by the power of questions. Because questions don't simply uncover answers, they unlock thinking. But here is the part I find even more fascinating. Sometimes we still don't find the answer immediately. Instead, it arrives later, while driving, walking, cooking dinner, or taking a shower. Why? Neuroscientists believe that when our attention relaxes, another network in the brain becomes more active. It's called the default mode network. Rather than concentrating on the outside world, the brain begins connecting memories, experiences, and ideas in the background. That's one reason so many people experience those unexpected aha moments. When I first learned this, something immediately came to mind. If questions can stimulate our own thinking, why wouldn't they stimulate someone else's? That completely changed the way I approach participant recruitment. Instead of arriving at site with solutions, I started arriving with questions. Not because I didn't have ideas, but because I realized people often discover better solutions when their own thinking is activated. Think about the difference. Instead of asking, "Why aren't you recruiting?" ask, "What's making recruitment more difficult than expected?" Instead of saying, "Here's what I think you should do," ask, "What do you think we are missing?" Or, if recruitment doubled next month, what do you think would have changed? Notice what those questions do. They don't tell people what to think. They invite them to think. And that changes the quality of the conversation completely. The same principle applies whether you are speaking with a site, a vendor, or study member, or even a colleague. Questions create ownership. Questions create curiosity. Questions create reflection. And very often, they create better solutions. This is also one of the reasons coaching can be so powerful. Great coaches don't transform people because they have extraordinary answers. They help people discover extraordinary answers within themselves. That doesn't happen through advice. It happens through questions. So perhaps one of the most valuable leadership skills isn't having all the answers. Perhaps It's learning to ask better questions. Because questions don't simply uncover answers. They uncover thinking. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever experienced one of those moments where the answers suddenly appeared after you'd stopped consciously thinking about the problem? Or is there one question that completely changed the way you think? Please share it in the comments.